Here we're in Hollywood, K&L Hollywood, right on Sunset Boulevard and Vine Street. So it's one of the most prominent wine stores of Los Angeles. Well, this is one of the events of Viva Vino LA, which is pretty much an event that lasts a week, all about Italian wine.
The Viva Vino, which is basically, it's an exposition of sorts for wineries that are making wine in Italy, but are not currently represented in the United States.
What we want to do is we want to basically help promote the uniqueness, the territoriality, the typicity of Italian native varietals.
The thing to keep in mind with Italy, most wineries in Italy, the little family-owned wineries, not the cooperativos, the big giant things, they make 5,000 cases, 6,000 cases, and by the time you send a little to Germany, you send a little to Great Britain, maybe a little comes to New York. By the time there's just not enough to get all the way to the west coast of the United States.
We're mainly trying to focus on the over 3,000 varietals that Italy has as one of the countries, actually I'd say the country, with the widest array of wines and grapes in the world. And this is just one of the events, the many events that are going on throughout the entire city, focused on the wines of Campania.
Campania, 30 years ago, you couldn't really find a wine from Campania in the United States. Most of the wine was made there to be consumed there. It really wouldn't travel well. They were made in concrete vats that had no temperature control for the fermentation. The wines were, if you didn't drink them within 3 months, they were hard, they were oxidized, they were flabby. They're just not very good.
It's my fault. It's the wine.
What's really happened over the last 20 years has been a little revolution in quality winemaking in all of Italy, but really it's kind of showcased in the white wines of Campania.
Campania once was called Inotria, the land of the wine, and there's a region with incredible variety of wine, of grapes. We now count about 250 varieties. Among 250, just 10 are known in the world.
First wine you tried is a Falanghina that is made in the area near the town of Taurasi. So you're town Taurasi and Avellino. So you're in the province of Avellino, which is a town that's inland from the sea in Campania, and it's a native varietal. They think it comes from the Phoenicians. That's why the name Fiano. Originally, so it's a very ancient varietal, and it gained DOCG because of its uniqueness. So it's a highly representative white wine, high classification. It's more structured than Falanghina from Campania.
We're particularly enthusiastic with the white wine from Campania. We're Falanghina, Fiano, Greco, Bianco Lilla di Ischia, Furore di Costa d'Amalfi, then Pallagrello Bianco. Is all on the market now.
The great thing about Italy, what makes it such a unique country, is the differences in terroir, in soil, in climate, in culture, everything. I mean, this is a country that's been colonized by Greeks, Arabs, Celts, Germanic barbarian tribes. From Denmark, the Etruscans were here, then the Romans expanded, and if you look at history books, almost all the time you'll find that they did so because of wine. The Longobards, which were a Germanic tribe that gave the name to Lombardia, to Lombardy, they invaded Italy because there was wine there. They were from Scandinavia, from Denmark, and they were like, there's no wine here, there's only beer, so they invaded. So all these differences in culture throughout history causes the differences in wines. Not only does the culture cause a difference in wine because they eat different things, they have different tastes, except the climate. Freezing cold. I'm from up here. Minus 12 degrees centigrade in the winter. Very, very cold. Down here, you're almost at Fahrenheit 150. How about geology? These mountains here were caused by impact. Landmass that impacted into the European continent, and the Alps were created. The two highest peaks in Europe are in the north of Italy. All the mountains down here are volcanic. So you have volcanic soils, and then you have mountainous soils. Very different. So this is where you get your massive array of complexity in Italian wine. It's been phenomenal. It's been great. The grand tasting on Wednesday the 18th was a massive success. A huge turnout, both for trade in the morning and consumers in the evening. A lot of very interesting wines. People very excited. The seminars have all been sold out. The winemaker dinners were all sold out, and it's phenomenal. It actually went bigger than we thought. And it started as an idea that we had to create this event that was never present on the West Coast. It's always been on the East Coast in New York, but there was never something like that here on the West Coast. So we decided to do it, and we thought it was going to be something quite small, and then, you know, as weeks went by, it just exploded and went much bigger than we expected, so we're extremely satisfied.